So OptyFi has a simple mission statement. Our mission statement is to enable passive users or users with little experience or little expertise to generate wealth simply and automatically with decentralized assets. So it's a very general mission statement. Firstly, it is more geared towards users who are not necessarily power users, or for power users who don't necessarily have the time. Even if you have the time, and even if you have the expertise, it's not easy to optimally invest in DeFi. Essentially, we believe that decentralized assets and digital assets represent the greatest wealth building opportunity of a generation or many generations. And unfortunately, there are some problems, some challenges that lock out a lot of the world from this opportunity. Technical knowledge, the lingo, the jargon, and just the UX of blockchain, and as well as the rigor, the financial rigor. So we're actually addressing both of these, the UX and the financial rigor. What I mean by that is, if you were to look at the context of the development of the blockchain, especially smart contract networks, you can consider the network itself as the hardware, right? And then after the hardware came the primitives, like the lending, Compound and Aave, and the exchanges like Uniswap, Sushi, Balancer, right? But what's needed now is, for a user, what are they to do? Like they want to obtain maximum yield, but they need to go from one protocol to another, and they're looking for these APYs that are listed on the websites, which are not necessarily from the chain, right? They're just the website displaying an APY, and they're jumping into it. However, even if you find a high interest rate opportunity, it's very difficult for the user to know how much gas they are spending to get into it. And a lot of these opportunities are providing you with yield farming tokens. It's almost impossible for a user to know what is their cost for gas. Like, you have to become a very sophisticated user to know how much it's going to cost you to enter into a strategy, how much it's going to cost you to claim the token rewards, how much it's going to cost you to then reinvest, to convert those tokens into the strategy's underlying token, and how frequently can you do that? I mean, that's a question I can ask a power user. What's the optimal frequency of harvesting and claiming? And it's a very difficult question. You could have spreadsheets or whatever. So we want to take all of this problem away from the user. We feel a user should be able to come and say, hey, I believe in Ethereum. I believe in BTC. I want to have some assets in USDC stablecoin. And we will do all the work to basically search and scan the entire blockchain, not just a blockchain, but multiple blockchains, and find the best yield and deposit the assets, and then harvest and reinvest and basically compound the assets for the user. But when this opportunity is no longer the best one, our vaults will now transfer the user's assets into another strategy. So all of that happens behind the scenes. Now, for that to happen, we basically had to build what I believe is one of the most powerful underlying technologies in yield. I like to think that, whereas there's a lot of yield aggregators out there, what we have developed is a yield optimizer, truly, because we are actually scanning, thousands and thousands of strategies all the time. And once we find a better one, and when I say better, it includes gas, it includes the cost of harvesting, claiming, all that stuff. Once you find a better strategy, we can shift to it. So all that had to be developed under the hood so that the user can then have a simplified experience. So the way I like to think about it is, if you imagine DeFi today is like a Lamborghini. So if you're a good driver, you have a powerful engine at your disposal, you can get some good performance out of it. What OptyFi seeks to be is Rolls Royce and a luxury ride. So you kind of get in, you tell your chauffeur, here's where I want to go. And it's the chauffeur's job to get you there in the smoothest ride possible. However, the engine of that Rolls Royce is actually a jet engine. So it's more powerful than the Lamborghini. So that goes back to what I said earlier. We're addressing two issues, the UX of the blockchain, as well as the financial rigor. So that in a in a very large nutshell is OptyFi.